Well, I'm on the phone with Duane Crawford, the head football coach of the Ellsworth Eagles. And, Coach, we started this back, I think, like in the second week of August. And as I was walking the dogs this morning, I thought, my goodness, how time's flown. I mean, here we are, the last regular season game. And so much on the line tonight for the Eagles as you get ready to host Washington Academy.
Yeah, I don't know what it's been about this season, but it seems like it's gone by quicker than other seasons for whatever reason. Maybe it's because we've been more competitive and it hasn't been as stressful trying to put game plans together when you have little or no chance of winning. This year we've been in everything, and this game tonight obviously is the biggest one we've ever played in. We win, we're in, and if we lose, who knows? So, and you definitely don't want to go into the playoffs losing your last game either. So it's a huge game, and you know, and Mark Shields says it all the time. You know, coaching a football team, coaching is only about 10% of it. The rest of it's being a parent and watching out over these kids and you know, sometimes it's like herding cats to make sure they all get where they need to be and do what they need to do. And so there's a lot that goes into it, and it can make for a pretty long week sometimes, but it's definitely rewarding. And tonight will be a culmination of, I don't know how many years it's been at this point, but building up to this. So, you know, the win will be huge if we can pull it off, and just looking forward to 7 p.m. kickoff.
Well, you talk about so much going into it. For example, you were there last night helping to organize the Powder Puff game. Let's just talk about that for a second. Some of those girls can hit. I mean, you could have a few of those. What was supposed to be flag football ended up to be almost a contact sport at one point, and some of those girls could be giving lessons to some of the boys.
Yeah, some of them are pretty good. So yeah, that was a fun game, and we had Andrew Brown and Ethan Kane coaching the junior girls, and Javon Williams and Connor Crawford coaching the senior girls, and the senior girls won. I think it was 36-6 or something like that. But it was a lot of fun, and fortunately, all I had to do was show up and run the clock and hook up the microphone for our announcee there to do his thing.
And he did a fantastic job too.
Yeah, he did. It
was Bradley Smith there.
Brad Smith, yeah, he did a great job. He was funny. So it was a lot of fun. It was good. Yeah, it was a good time.
What about and congratulations to the seniors who won that game. We have pictures on our website. But you know, in looking at the practice going ahead, my money was on the juniors, but you know, the seniors certainly they came out to play there, no doubt about it.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was good, and we had before that we had team dinner. Pat's Pizza provided the pizza, and then Helen's brought in pies, and so thanks to both of those organizations, businesses for doing that for us. It was great. So we had nice team dinner, and then most of the football team came out after the team dinner and was there for the Powder Puff game. So it was a lot of fun. It was a good night. It was a long night, but it was good.
Yeah, it was fun. All right, so let's talk. Tonight is senior recognition night. I found a fantastic poem, an ode to football moms, which I have on the website, and I'm not going to read it, but I'll link it in this story. But if you would kind of just reflect on your seniors who are playing their last regular season game tonight.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny you should mention an ode to football moms, because I get responses to things that we posted on Facebook from previous football moms or moms that their sons have graduated. You know, the common theme is, we miss it so much. We didn't realize how much we're going to miss it. We miss team dinners. We miss the Friday night games, and so it's definitely a family building sport. You know, that they're always a part of it and always miss it. And the kids come back and help out once in a while, and so it's something that sticks with them. So it's definitely a great experience. But we have 5 seniors tonight. And two of them have actually been with the program since its inception. They started in third grade, and actually Andrew Brown, his mom just posted a picture on Facebook of way back when we first started, me outfitting him when he was about 3 feet tall and shoulder pads and helmet. It was definitely something to reflect back on. I've forgotten all about it, but
I mean,
it was a nice little picture.
You've been part of these kids' lives. I mean, in some cases, from third, fourth grade on. Yeah.
It's been 10 years now, or it will be next year. 10 years we started this, so it's been a lot of fun watching him come up and go through. But Andrew's one of our senior captains, and he's been through it from the very beginning, and he plays running back for us and either safety or linebacker the past couple of games when we've gone to a 5-2 or 5-3 defense. He's played middle linebacker, and he leads the team in tackles, and he's up there in the LTC as well with solo tackles. And I mean, he's a great leader. He gets them going in practice and works them hard through our stretches, which are actually conditioning as well, because they do sit-ups and push-ups and burpees, and we run some, and so he's always got something going on with them, asking them questions halfway through the sit-ups, and if they get the answers wrong, which I think he makes up most of the answers, so they don't get it right anyway, but they have to do more sit-ups or push-ups or whatever the case may be. So, he's been very instrumental in keeping us in shape and keeping the kids motivated through the first half hour of football, and leading that whole thing on every night. He goes out, he's our speaking captain at all the games, so can't say enough good things about him. He's been a great young man to have on board, and a great leader, and it's been a lot of fun.
All right.
And then we have Ethan Kane, who is the other young man who's been with us from the start, and Ethan's had a tough go of it. He's another senior captain and a definitely instrumental player on the team, but we lost him in the second game in Mountain View. He broke a wrist, which he's done now 4 times.
So he's the one I want to arm wrestle, is what you're telling me.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we call him bro. We have nicknames for most of the kids on the team, and so his is Broken Ethan. And so he's broken at wrestling once and football 3 times, I guess, both wrists. So, but he's had surgery, and actually, he can't play in the senior game tonight. But should we win, he's been cleared to practice starting yesterday. He was cleared to practice. He'll be able to play in the game next week.
In the playoffs. Wow.
On the playoffs, yeah. So it's good. Actually, I take that back. He's been cleared since Tuesday. So that'll be nice to have him back, and he's been a big part of the team. He's offensive tackle, defensive end for us, and he was a big part last year, and we were hoping for great things. Our offensive line's definitely much better with him on it, so we hope to have him back next week. And defensively as a tackle, he definitely adds another dimension for us as well, or defensive end, wherever we end up putting him, depending on whether it's a 4-man front or a 5-man front. So another senior that we're really going to miss. Then we have Damian Carter, who's been with us. He did not play for us last year. He hurt his knee in basketball and took last year off to have it heal up, but he's playing defensive end for us, and he's definitely going to get my vote for an all-conference defensive end. I mean, he's very physical. He's been playing most of the year with a club on his right hand. He chipped a bone in his hand, and so it's been casted up, and then we foam over it, and then it looks like a giant club when he goes out on the field. But he's a big kid, really physical. He kicks off for us as well, and this is the first year we've really had somebody that could kick off and get the ball down either into the end zone or down deep where we need it to go. And previous years we've squibbed the ball a lot, and teams have been starting on the 40-yard line because we haven't been able to cover because we couldn't get the ball down the field far enough. But he's added that other dimension, and it's really helped our special teams out a lot, the kickoff and pinning teams down. And the last 3 games we've been kicking off deep as he's gotten better and better at kicking the ball, and he also kicks extra points. He had a 30-yard field goal for us. We were in practice the other night, so that's a long field goal.
Well, he could go up to UMaine. I mean, the way that their kicking game is.
So he's been huge, and like I said, on the defensive end, if they're trying to run that side, he's pretty difficult to get out around the corner on, and he's added, he's made the defense that much better for us, and those ends are critical positions for us. And in high school football, that's, if you can get to the edge and get out around, that's your deadly. And so if you've got somebody that can stop that, it makes the game that much more difficult for the offense. So he's been a huge contributor, and looking forward to him having a big game tonight and hopefully another one next week. Craig Wrigley is our other player, and he's been with us all 4 years as well, and he's an offensive tackle, defensive tackle, and he's really made huge strides. He started for us last year as an offensive guard and playing defense, and he's really come a long way this year. He started out the season at 270 pounds. I think he says he's about 5'9", 5'9.5". He's down to 245, I think, now, and he's a big kid. He's strong, and he's done a great job for us on the offensive line, so and defensively as well. He came up to me the other day, and he said he was leaning against the fence before our game against Duane, looking at the field, and he goes, "Coach, you always tell us how much we're going to miss it when it's done," and he goes, and it never really sinks in until you get close to the last game, and then you realize how much you really are going to miss it.
Yeah.
And so that's that realization that and I tell the kids, this will be for a lot of you the last time you play football, whether it's in the playoffs or your senior night. But most kids won't go on to college to play, and so it's definitely one of those things that they look back on and reflect on, and for a lot of them, it's the only varsity sport they play. So it's a huge milestone in their high school career, and it's nice that we get to go and he gets to play for a chance to play in the playoffs tonight. So and then our last senior, Dante Cross. This is his first year playing football, and I wished I'd had him for 4 years. He's a big kid. He's 6'2". And football is one of those sports. It takes a lot to get you brought up to speed, and he came in late in the season, or second week, I think, with no preseason and never played before. And I think even if we'd had him through preseason, he would have been able to contribute a lot more. He's been in a couple of varsity games, defensive end and offensive tackle, and so I think that with a few more, if we have a few more games to get him up to speed, he may be someone that can really help us out if we get deeper into the playoffs. So great senior class, all contributors, and we're definitely going to miss him next year. But we're hoping that we have another game after tonight. We're looking for huge performances out of them tonight as well.
So what is it going to take to beat Washington Academy tonight?
Defensively, it's one of those things, like I said, the ends are going to have to make sure that they can contain the backs for WA. Their quarterback, Finn, is someone we've known for a long time. He's been to all of our football camps when he had the NFL camps, and 7-on-7 he's been playing in, and he's a pretty fast kid, and if you let him get to the edge, he'll definitely hurt you. So they're keeping him contained, and in their running game, and they don't pass the ball a lot, but you get sucked into that running game, and sometimes your defensive backs kind of fall asleep on the pass game. So making sure that we can, really all aspects of the offense, making sure we can stop the run and keep them from throwing the ball downfield, which they don't throw a lot of short stuff, a couple of screen passes here and there to the edge, but usually it's down the field deep. And so we're hoping, one, contain, and two, don't let them run anything up the middle with their fullback, number 44, and his name escapes me, but he's a pretty big kid, and so just a solid defensive effort. And then offensively, I think it's power football. We just need to pound the ball at them, and we have a really good backfield and kids that can get the job done. And it's gonna rest on the offensive line to know what their job is and what the blocking schemes are and who they're responsible for. And we had a great week of practice, and we have the line intact from last week. Actually, we got a little stronger because we got Ethan Desjardins back, who did not play last week, so that helps us out. We were able to move Jacob Morton. He's been playing tackle for us. He's a little undersized for a tackle position, but move him out to where he was going to start the season at tight end tonight. So if those guys can give us a good push and let our speed in the backfield do their thing, then we'll be in pretty good shape.
All right. You'd love to have a big crowd there. Senior night, last regular season home game, you know, that 12th man to root you on into the playoffs. What do you want to say to the Ellsworth community?
Yeah, I think we are going to have a big crowd. From what I'm hearing, there are a lot of people going, and this is arguably the biggest. Well, it's not arguably; it is the biggest football game that this team, this league, or the Ellsworth High School football program has ever played in. It's a chance for a playoff berth, which has never happened in the history of Ellsworth football, whether it's been since we started it up 6 years ago or since its inception back in the 1940s or whenever they started the program, so up until it ended in the late 50s, early 60s. So Ellsworth has never gone to a playoff game in football, and so I can't express the importance of this game enough to our fans, and then just come out and, you know, we'll put on a good show, I'm sure, and just come out and root us on and give these kids some support.
All right, Coach, best of luck. We'll chat with you on Monday, see how things went this Friday night.
Thank you, Chris.